tried to hide. Every clue, every twist and turn. In the world of crime, there's always more to learn. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep into the mysteries that never sleep. From Christopher's anger to Stephen Fisher's lies, the truth is calling and justice won't be denied. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. True crime jewels on the YouTube streets. Lights are low, suspense is high. We're chasing truth, we spot every lie. Step into the darkness, hold on tight. Two flashlights out there in the dead of night. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep. Barry Morphew's case is high. A boy in Tennessee won't be left behind. From the coldest cases to the ones that shine, true crime's calling and we're taking the time. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. This True Crime Jewels got what you need. We're always watching Barry and waiting for the truth. In the world of crime, we discuss the proof. So hit that play and join the ride. On this true crime journey, join Jewels of Thought and our gemstone family. Well, I'm sitting in my chair late at night, watching crime unfold under the pale moonlight. From the darkest corners, stories unfold. True crime jewels, she's brash and she is bold. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep into the mysteries that never sleep. From missing kids in Tennessee to angry husbands named Barry. True crime's calling and we're taking the time. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. This True Crime Jewels got what you need. From missing people to twisted minds, we're unraveling secrets old Barry tried to hide. Every clue, every twist and turn. In the world of crime, there's always more to learn. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep.
Wow, I am very sorry, people. Nothing like being 15 minutes late, huh? You have my apology. So sorry. All right. So we are going to, wait a minute, why didn't that go on? We are going to revisit the interview that was done on Chronicles of Olivia. Hey, Team Doocy Doo. Thank you so much for being understanding. I appreciate that. Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl. There's another Georgie deep inside. That was way too low for my voice. All right. So thank you, Georgie girl, for the membership. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right. Now then, Patricia Burns, you are number one. Dee Dee Sue, Yankee Kyle. Good to see you, Yankee Kyle. I hope you guys are doing well. Yankee Kyle coming in hot. Number 3, Dee Dee is number 2. And Smoky Mountain Mermaid, awesome. Number 4, Marlena, my friend. Number 5, good to see you. Good evening, beautiful people, says Marlena. Joseph Rapp, good evening, Joseph. How are you tonight? All right, and Factory Girl, thank you so much. Now then, I think we got a lot of Kathy R is number 8. Hoppy, my friend. How you doing? Sam, I am. Good to see you, Sam. Team Doocy Doo, Susan Kemp, Brown Eyed Girls. I'm not even going to try to sing that song. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, my brown eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing la, 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 la? The reason that you shouldn't sing that song is because there's not a good stopping place. You just have to keep going and going and going until the song's finished. All right. Little Miss Sharon, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Kathy's, I appreciate you being here. Jackie, good to see you. Trisha Burns, hey, being tardy is the new black. You are my kind of girl. I've got a t-shirt that says, if you stumble, make it part of the dance. Okay, so Maria Gutierrez, ¿cómo estás? Okay, Common Sense, welcome. All right, everybody, I got through the list. Thank you, thank you. Now then, let me take a little second here. I want you to take a good long look at this kid. This kid that you're looking at, is this the kid that went missing a year ago, 12 months ago? Yes? Are we in agreement? If you agree that this is the missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, please put a 1. Because I'm fixing to illustrate a problem here. Okay? But I want to make sure we all know what we're talking about. You compare his size, his shoulders, his height, the size of his skull, compared to his mother who's sitting across the table, because we've seen mom sitting next to Peter Griffin. I'm sorry, Chris Proudfoot, right? Hey, Paul Boone, welcome. All right. So he is very, very, very close to her size, right? Kristen, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and thank you for being a member. Thank you so much. Okay. So everybody in agreement, they are pretty close to the same size. And Katie is no little wilting flower or a little elfin woman. She's pretty tough lady, right? She's pretty solid, right? She did didn't she do like mixed martial arts or taekwondo or something? She's an athletic, strong woman. Okay. She's not a teeny little 100-pound waif. Okay. She's pretty strong. And you can see Sebastian sitting there across the table, very, very close in size. Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure that we're all like on the same page here. Now then. I want us now to take a look at the photographs that this lady shared when her son had been missing a few weeks. What's wrong? What's the matter with this picture? Does anybody see a problem here? Look at the photograph she used. That's who she's looking for, people. What is wrong with this picture? She's using baby pictures. She's using baby pictures. I'm sorry, Sumner County Police, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. What? You guys don't see a problem with this at all? There's a missing person. I can tell you this, as an old lady myself, if I go missing, would somebody please use my photograph from 30 years ago when I was a beauty queen? Would you guys please do that for me? I would really love it if you would show my estrogen rich photographs when I was lovely. I wasn't quite as wise as I am now. But, my cheeks were still up on my cheekbones. You know what I mean? Everybody put a 1 that understands what I'm talking about your cheeks being up on your cheekbones. Okay. Now I have to go get lips. That's painful process. They stick needles in my lips just so I can have some lips. All right. Factory girl knows we are communicating. Factory girl is picking up what I'm laying down. There you go. Okay, so please understand my point here. Who are we looking for? Are we looking for a 15-year-old kid that's gone through puberty, who's almost the same size as his mother? Or are we looking for a baby, a child? They are, Kathy, they are so painful, but they look so good. I'm not ready to give up lipstick. Okay. So, my goodness, this is so disturbing to me. I will say this again to Christopher Proudfoot. You know who's going to get the better deal, Chris? It's going to be the one that talks first. And it's pretty clear that you're not the one that done the dirty deed. It looks pretty clear that you just sort of helped cover it all up. So if you don't want to spend the rest of your life in prison, you might want to go to the cops and tell them the whole story, and don't lie if you want to get a good deal. All right? Because this right here, there's something terribly wrong with a mom who loses her 15-year-old boy who is going through puberty, and when she begs the nation to help her find her 15-year-old young adult child, she gives these photos. You know what I mean, Chris Proudfoot? This is a problem. And for those virtue signalers, those people that are card-carrying members of the Proudfoot fan club, if they were being honest, they would accept that this is not normal, that these are not the actions of, someone who's trying to find their missing teenager. All right, now I got to go back over there and try to get this in order. Y'all give me just a minute. Y'all know I battle with my touch screen. I do love my touch screen computer, though. All right. So these are the pictures that they put out in their interview, Chronicles of Olivia. That would be my question. If I had an interview with Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, my question to them would be, why are you showing baby pictures? Why are you looking for a 15-year-old puberty impacted teenager? And you are showing this nonsense. Katie, his hair is not even blonde. The night that he went missing, his hair was more the color of Chris Proudfoot's than it was that blonde baby that you're showing in these two pictures. I really don't think Katie thought this through very well. I think she thought she would be smarter than the rest of the nation and mislead everybody. Do you know that she actually went on Fox and Friends, an international platform where literal millions watch the show, and she brought pictures of Sebastian and a video of Sebastian when he was so young in like a penguin outfit. You couldn't even tell which one was Sebastian. This is not a woman that's looking for her child. Make no mistake about it. I've been talking about the problem with these photographs, and no one of the Proudfoot fan club has any logical explanation. And it was, in fact, Seth who came forward with photographs that were indicative of his true appearance. But damn, y'all, the truth is they had photographs of him from the night that he went missing. Why weren't those photographs put on the missing posters? Wouldn't you imagine the teachers at school were baffled by this? I mean, if some of us might be talking to a teacher from school, maybe that teacher would have a story to tell about these photographs. That these photographs, the ones that Katie took on to Fox and Friends, that kid doesn't look anything like the kid that they were teaching every day at school. Why? If you think that this is a logical question to be asking, put a 1. If you think this is a big nothing burger and I really shouldn't ask for an explanation, put a 2. And you know, that's the other side of it, isn't it, CJAG? The other side of it is it was not just his mom with the photographs. Law enforcement had the Texas Roadhouse video. So why are they allowing this to play out unless the cops knew that she was lying? Unless the cops said to themselves, did you see the pictures she gave us? This little boy that she's giving us pictures of looks nothing like the kid in the Texas Roadhouse video. Why are they giving us these photographs? Yes, Kim. So, you know, really and truly, Katie and Chris, you may have been able to manipulate some people online and build you up a little fan club online. We don't matter. It is law enforcement that matters, and law enforcement has been watching you guys every step of the way. Right, show poodles? The little boy in these photographs is precious. He is a cutie pie. But does he still look like that? Not at all. Okay, if it was nothing burger, then why all of a sudden are they starting to show photos of them at his current age or closer to it? Well, isn't that interesting, Rosebud? Suddenly, Christopher Proudfoot with his new little buddy, J is for Justice, suddenly now they're putting out videos where he's a little bit older, putting out a little bit of photographs that may have been taken in the last couple of years instead of 8 years ago. And I don't know, things are getting mighty cozy between Christopher and Jay. They're getting very cozy together. I'm a little curious about where Katie may be. All right. So we are going to review this interview just because it's been a year. You know what I mean? It's been a year, and I like to kind of go back and refresh my memory and see how certain comments and behaviors have aged through the year. Right, Kim? You know he would. You know she would. Yeah, you know what's going on there. If you've been around YouTube for the last few years, you know exactly what's going on. When these two go to trial, this needs to be brought to court. I mean, this is what I would have in my opening statements and closing arguments. That's all you need to know. I would stand up in front of the jury and I would say, why would a parent who's looking for this kid go on national television with this photograph? That's all you need to know. People use common sense, unless you're a card-carrying member of the Proudfoot fan club. Then your common sense has just flown right out the window. Yeah, it could have something to do with unmedicated cooters or something. I don't know. All right. Just a swinging. God, Denise, that's an old song. What was that guy's name? Let me think a minute. John Anderson. Yeah. Common sense and logic are hard to find on YouTube these days. Yes, they are, Marlena. Very hard. All right, so let's go ahead. Whoops. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. I thought I had a new... I thought I had a full screen. Let me try something else. I hate when you get those the lines of the back screen. Let's see. No, that didn't change it, did it? Nope. Nope. All right, well, that's the best I can do, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. I might be able to make it a little bit bigger this way. All right, here we go.
Mother and stepfather was Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old who vanished from Hendersonville, Tennessee on February 26th of 2024. He vanished and hasn't been seen since.
Although he doesn't like to be dirty, it's kind of funny because he...
Okay, now that's an age-appropriate photograph, correct? So that's age-appropriate photograph. That's what he would... That looks closer to what he looked like the night that he went missing. It's a little bit of an upsetting photograph. To me, it looks like bruising here. And she says it's dried chocolate milk. I can accept that. This definitely looks like bruising right here. And I've had some people say, no, it's hair hanging down. Okay, but what about on this side? So that's a little strange that this side has got a big bruise here and it looks like a bruise down here. So that's, but at least it's a photograph that actually looks like his age of the kid that we saw in the Texas Roadhouse. So I'm not gonna, question it too much, but that I don't know why she didn't show this picture on Fox and Friends. I don't know why it wasn't this picture that was on the missing posters that first went out. I don't know why she kept going to the baby pictures.
He also doesn't have awareness because if you look, he's got chocolate milk on his face because he didn't wipe it off at breakfast. It's funny like that.
I'm sorry, Katie, but it looks like bruising.
It's funny.
On the side of his mouth and then up on his forehead, he looks like he's badly bruised. What do you guys think? I don't do the whole polls and stuff, but I can ask you, does it look like bruising to you, or am I seeing something that is not really? You don't really feel like that's real. If you think it's bruising, put a 1. If you think it's the hair and the chocolate milk, put a 2. And then that kind of lets me kind of judge where y'all are at. That's the photo. She said he had chocolate on his mouth. And if you look at it closely, oops, sorry. If you look at it closely, it resembles a bruise. I saw that the first time I saw that. And it's a little worrisome that she is explaining it away, right? People wouldn't just say, oh, my child's missing. Look at his dirty mouth. Yeah. And, a lot of people have commented in this picture that he's not smiling and he looks kind of, sad. She had to do a 1-hour Walgreens photo from the phone. Seems like she was, Vicky, it's what I just said. Seemed like she was trying to explain it away. I agree. In every other picture, he is broadly showing all of his teeth and a big smile. This one, him looking in shock with bruised and swollen face. It's just terrible, isn't it? It's just the saddest thing. And you're right. He lost his smile from his earlier baby pictures when there was so much excitement, and now his older picture, like, it breaks my heart to watch the Texas Roadhouse video. To me, he seems like he's getting in trouble by his mom, and he looks uncomfortable. Like, he seems like he doesn't want to look at her, and he doesn't seem happy to me. When these photographers take the pictures, they make sure your face is clean. I mean, I've even seen, so I was a teacher before I became a psychologist, and standing there with my classes getting their photographs made, I've seen these guys have like little wet wipes where they could clean the kid's face. So I would agree with you, Marlena. The lack of smile when all the other pictures, he was young, grinning from ear to ear. What happened to him? Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely a bruise. A bruise. Look, everybody says it's a bruise. That looks like a school picture. They said his smile was goofy. Sadly, they probably told him not to smile. Oh, that's too sad. No, that's a bruise. The hairline is clear. See, everybody is. I think it's a bruise too. I don't want to say that kind of thing. It is a beautiful photograph, Maria. He does look sad, doesn't he? And he's got that big old bruise on his head. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Radmila. I think she's a weirdo for even pointing that out. I mean, it's odd. She's explaining it so people won't question it. I mean, Barry Morphew did that, right? Remember when he saw what's his face? He said, "Come here, let me show you what happened. Let me tell you what happened." It's them writing the narrative. They don't want anybody going by just the evidence. All right. I have seen the same on more than one picture of him. Oh, so sad, RD. So sad. Why would his hair be longer on one side? Yeah, I mean, I just try to take all sides because the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? But it's hard to explain this one away. It really is. I mean, it does look exactly like a bruise. Oh, of course, Denise. No doubt about that. Yeah. What happened to him as Chris P came into his life? Well, we know one thing that happened, Sherry. All of his pets began to disappear. And then when he would get in trouble, his toys, his clothes, things that he enjoyed would disappear. The happiness disappeared out of his life. Yeah, the time that Chris Proudfoot came into Sebastian's life, his life changed dramatically. Even his mom, when she was trying to recall some happy memories, athletic type memories, the only thing that she could recall was things that happened back in California. Those are the stories she's telling. When they were in California, when Seth was still in his dad's life and Chris was not. It's really sad. He's a very handsome kid. Yes, Marlena. Yes. Very handsome kid. Oh yeah, I think so too, Patricia. Yep. This is the first time I was able to zoom in. Yeah, I mean, it's let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Hold on. How can it be? So it is very fuzzy because I'm zoomed like way close, right? But how do you have the dark ends of the hair down here, but it's white up here, so you're not getting hair here? You see what I'm talking about? It's bruised, And it looks like this is a goose egg right here. Now that I've zoomed in this close, this looks like a goose egg, a bump. He looks like his eye may be a little bit bruised too. So sad, isn't it? So sad. All right. Okay.
Like that.
Can you recap the overall story of Sebastian's disappearance? Kind of walk through that day.
Sunday, the day before he went missing. We got up and, fun fact, I made breakfast that morning.
So weird. I didn't remember that was this interview. That to me, that is the most ominous, strange comment.
We got up and, fun fact, I made breakfast that morning.
Even Chris Proudfoot did not respond to that. He probably thought, why did she say that? Watch his face when she says it.
Fun fact, I made breakfast that morning.
He's like, what? Why in the hell would you say that? Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Now I'm going to wish that I had played this on my Canva. I wanted to go slow here.
And fun fact, I made breakfast that morning.
Okay, someone explain that to me. What do you guys think of that comment? It was so cavalier. That's a very good question, Lisa. Oh, yeah. Oh, Vicky. That's, yeah, it's very strange statement, isn't it? So strange and odd. Ill play. And look at her smiling. What could you possibly be smiling about, Katie, in this interview? Your baby has been missing. Your only child, the only child you have, is now missing for 3 or 4 weeks at the time of this interview. Why would you like make a joke about the one day I cooked breakfast, he ran away? You're not even crying about that thought. You're smiling. You think it's cute what you said. Proudfoot didn't. Chris Proudfoot sitting there going, why would you say that?
We had a good time. We were laughing. We were joking. He talked to family on the phone during breakfast.
Did he talk to your mom? Is that the family on the phone? Because he saw Chris's mom and daughter, Chris's mom, his sister. So which family was it he was on the phone with, Katie? The one he's not supposed to be in contact with at all? That one? Is that who he was talking to? I sure hope that the prosecution pulls those records up. takes a look at that to see who your kid was talking to that morning on the phone, mere hours before he poofed.
To brag, we went and picked up our niece. Yeah, I got a call and asked if I could go and pick her up, and I did. And so we went and did that. We went to BJ's. Had a good time there. He ate a colossal popcorn.
Okay, way too many stupid details, okay? Look, details become a problem, right? That you think about people that lie. They're giving you all of these very, very, very specific but useless details in an effort to convince you that they have all this knowledge about that activity. But the reality is, going to BJ's and getting a colossal popcorn, what does that have to do with the price of eggs in China? The topic of conversation is, my child has poofed into thin air and has been gone for a month. And I need you guys to look around you, be aware of your neighborhood, or if you're in stores, and keep an eye out for this kid. Please help me. Isn't that the topic of conversation? If you agree that's the topic of conversation, put a 1. So as she sits there and talks about going to BJ's and having a colossal popcorn, what is her mind on exactly? What is her goal? The goal of these interviews is to try to appeal to the kidnapper. Please don't hurt my child. My child loves these things. He has a family that loves him. We need him back. We're willing to help you in any way. Just please don't hurt my child. Or if your kid's a runaway, to appeal to your kid to come home, how much you miss them, that their bed is nice and warm and waiting on them, that you have all their favorite snacks in the kitchen. Please, please, please come home. This is the point of these interviews. But what's Katie's point? Why is Katie doing this? To present herself as being mommy of the year? Why would she say, fun fact, I made breakfast? What does that have to do with the topic? My child is missing. I have no idea where he is. I need your help to find him. Here is what he looks like. Instead, she shows photographs of this young man when he's like 7 years old. Please help me understand that. This is just incredible. Fun fact, I cooked breakfast. He ordered colossal popcorn. Do you guys know, I want you to think about this. She has repeated this tale of colossal popcorn so many times that me and you, people that don't live anywhere near Tennessee, we don't even know what a BJ's is. We know that if we ever go to Tennessee, we should pop into BJ's and buy colossal popcorn, whatever the hell that is. There are never, ever any pleas to kidnappers, but she damn sure has drilled into our minds that he ate a colossal popcorn. Does that strike anyone as useless information, wasted time during a valuable interview that could be used to plead for the life and safety of her child? Yeah, Katie, on hindsight, this was a terrible interview. We're not even 2 minutes in. Oh, I think it's still.
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, he's snacks.
We got snacks. We went and got some snacks. So we had fun fact. We ate pancakes. Fun fact, that's the pancakes. Google it. Look it up. You can find it on Google. They're so yummy. We went to BJ's to get a colossal popcorn, colossal popcorn, colossal popcorn, colossal popcorn. Now we're getting snacks. We got snacks. We got some snacks. I want you guys to look at the time, the counter. 1 minute, 46 seconds. We're in. We've now talked about Sebastian eating 3 times in 1 minute, 46 seconds, and yet he was painfully thin. And in this same interview, you're going to find out that Sebastian would get in trouble going and eating in the middle of the night. So exactly which is it, Katie? Were you overfeeding him and gorging him with unhealthy snacks? Or were you letting him free range eat? Or were you trying to have him just eat healthy? I don't know what that looks like, Katie. Pancakes, what'd you call them? Potato pancakes, I believe. You made him potato pancakes, and he had colossal popcorn, and you bought snacks for the kitchen, and you went to Texas Roadhouse. Where's the healthy eating? Why is he so painfully thin if you're gorging him with food? I mean, Chris looks like he's eating well. You look like you're eating well. Sebastian looked very, very thin. I mean, his little arms were painfully thin.
And then from there, we went to dinner. Came home. He took out the trash because that's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway. About 9 o'clock, told him to go to bed. And he said, come out of his room where he was playing. And he said, all right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you. And went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise and I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep.
There's your first version of the story.
About midnight.
Oh, don't care what you're doing in there. Don't give a damn what you're doing. I could give a shit what you're doing, but go to sleep. Mama said so. No curiosity? Just normal, regular. Hey, what was that? How many? At the very least, how many of you would have stopped what you were doing, probably looked up at the ceiling out of just like listening, excuse me, what was that? And then as you sit there and wait for your child to tell you and they don't answer or they say nothing, the very minute my kid says nothing, what am I going to do? When the kid said, I hear a bump and I go, what was that noise? And they say, nothing. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm talking about me, the Jules. I'm going to get up, grumbling probably, depending on how late it is. And I'm going to go into the bedroom and say, excuse me, child, don't tell me nothing. I heard a bump. I would like to know what created the bump, dear. Was it your head? Was it a toy that fell? Did you trip? Did your computer fall off and hit the floor? I heard a bump. I said, what was that? You said nothing. Now I'm here. What was it? I'm asking for a reason. Correct? How many of you were going to say, what was that? And then just sit there with no answer? Yeah. Blue Bella, I'm struggling with the toy crane. I'm really struggling with the toy crane. Yeah. Now, I might be more impressed with the toy crane if one of the photographs they used was Sebastian playing with the crane. That I would be like, oh, that really gets my heart. I'm really sad, that he doesn't have his crane with him. But this, it sort of looks like the crane is Chris's toy, right? So do we know, Julie, do we know that Sebastian was taking a risperidone? Because he doesn't look like a kid who's on risperidone. Have we heard, like, is that, Oh, me too, Julie. I'm just sick by that silly crane. Yeah. We don't. Okay, that's what I was wondering, Julie. Okay, so Julie said that Seth has said that he was taking risperidone, and that wouldn't. I mean, that would not be an unusual medication for him to be taking, given some of the things that we've heard. So, but boy, he sure, don't you think, Julie? He was awfully thin to be on risperidone, don't you think? Julie, thank you so much for the support in the channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And your channel, I love watching your videos. They're very entertaining and you're engaging, and it's a nice channel. So thank you. Yeah, I'm nosy too, Denise. I would have been up and walking toward the bedroom, asking and expecting an answer. Yep. The thud must have been loud enough for her to hear and ask him, and a different sound that she's used to, right? Because why would she draw attention to it? But is it real that a mom would say, I don't care what you're doing in there, go to bed? If there's been a thump or a thud, a bump, you don't care, really? Because I mean, I think it would be hard for me to just relax after I heard it, wondering, okay, is there something broken? Is there a mess I got to clean up? Like I would be thinking that was pretty loud. Something must have happened. I would need to go in search of an answer, right? And I'm sure most of you would too. Yeah, the crane, RD. The crane is ridiculous. So BJ's is wholesale store, no samples. So what the hell, Crystal? What is a colossal popcorn? What is that? Because she keeps talking about it like it's the bee's knees. The crane was for Faith? Well, if it was Faith's crane, then why is it sitting there while they're talking about? I'm so confused. None of that information is relevant, but what is it that she's trying to sell? Which is the reason, Lisa, that you kind of talk about these details. She's got this opportunity to reach out and communicate regarding Sebastian, right? And she's saying these things that are so pointless and they're obscure and in no way really would affect Sebastian's disappearance. So why is she spending 1 hour 46 minutes? I mean, I'm sorry, 1 minute 46 seconds. She's talked about him eating 3 different times. That is highly suspect to me. Why is she so tuned in to, oh, I fed Sebastian. I fed Sebastian. Look on Texas Roadhouse. I fed Sebastian. Went to BJ's. I fed Sebastian. Woke up in the morning. I fed Sebastian. If your child went missing, would you be telling the cops everything the kid ate? Like, really? Maybe I'm being weird about it. Well, I heard that Chris likes Barbies, right? Barbies, yeah. Okay, so BJ's is not a restaurant. Do they sell colossal popcorn that you can just eat while you shop? I don't even know what a colossal popcorn is. Genia, you are fine. If you need to use all caps, then you do what you need to do, okay? Gotcha. And anybody else in the chat, if you want to address Genia specifically, be sure to type in all caps. She had eye surgery, and so it's hard for her to see. So if you're addressing her specifically, please use all caps so she can see it. Yeah, the crane it's just a prop, right, Tam? It's just a prop. Hey, Blue Bella. I was going to say that Sebastian probably didn't even like the cranes. I mean, that brings up another point. Did y'all see the video that was put out where he's trying to learn to use the backhoe? He looks terrified. I mean, I think it's really sweet that Chris is trying to teach him how to operate it, but they're not really easy to operate. You know, they're kind of complicated. But he seems terrified that he's going to make a mistake. He really does seem scared he's going to make a mistake. If you guys want to talk for a minute, I'll see if I can find it. 113 pounds, and he looks like he's probably what, 5'6"? I think the crane is CP's toy. It was showcased on another channel at his last house when it was up for sale. The crane was up for sale? The toy crane or well, not, he wouldn't be selling a big crane, but he's got like a backhoe, I think. Yeah, 113 pounds. And for a 15-year-old boy, 5'5", 5'6", maybe. Yeah, Julie's great. Yes, she is. Sherry Harper, thank you so much for becoming a member. Everybody say thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I'm dedicated to doing more members only content. I put a couple of things out today that are just members only. So thank you very much for joining. My son is on it and it's very helpful, but also closely monitored in dosage. You do have to be careful with risperidone. You do. And if they're using risperidone, they have more appointments so that they can keep up with how it's affecting their blood, kidneys, hormones, things like that. But it can be helpful. It can be helpful for managing some mood issues, sleep, things like that. So thank you, Julie. You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Maybe if they were fighting earlier, she didn't want to face him. Yeah, I thought about the head problem, Kristen, the fluid pocket. That would be another issue. If I heard a bump and my child had an issue like that, or maybe something wrong with their cervical spine, that's the kind of thing that you hear a bump in the middle of the night, you get up to go make sure your child didn't accidentally fall out of the bed and hit their head, right? So it's a little strange that she doesn't check in with him. I mean, it's not a sign of abuse or nothing like that. Just hard. I have a hard time believing the story. I'll just tell you that. I'm not sure there was a bump in the night. I think if there had been a bump, she's not lazy. If there had been a bump, I think she would have had concern for her son and she would have gotten up and gone in there to check. The fact that her story comes out 3 different variations, it just doesn't feel believable. From the looks of his bedroom, it doesn't look like he has anything in there to go bump unless it was him, right, Mary? All right. Chris said 113 on Terry Lynn interview. The poster that was revised at 6 months also said 113 pounds. Rose Reed, look at you. You all need to call BJ's. They do not sell colossal popcorn. Wow. So is colossal popcorn, is that like a brand name? It says enjoy colossal popcorn at Cinemark. It looks like it's popcorn they sell at a movie theater. In advance of Ridley Scott's much anticipated sequel, Cinemark, in conjunction with merch maker Golden Link, unveiled its exclusive Gladiator 2 colossal popcorn. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What is that? That's colossal popcorn. I'm going to show it to you. Gross. Oh, well, I mean, it may not be gross. I just mean if you ate it, if you ate the whole thing, you would be sick. Let me show you. This is a colossal popcorn. That is, okay, I got to share it differently. Hold on. That is the container for colossal popcorn. It looks like a coliseum, doesn't it? That's so bizarre. I don't believe that can't be what they're talking about. It's got to be something else. Anything they've got that's named colossal popcorn is at movie theaters. What is this? No, that's a red bucket. It's not just an okay, colossal popcorn. It's not just an expensive popcorn bucket. It is an experience. It seems like they're being sold where they're playing Gladiator 2 or Wicked. Just got my colossal popcorn bucket. What is she talking about? You know, I didn't even look into this last time. The first time that I watched this. Okay, here is a different, this is TikTok colossal. Okay, let me share this with y'all. I'm totally calling BJ's. Okay, so this is.
Do you guys have the Gladiator popcorn bucket?
Let me check. That's going to be $1,250.
I'll take it.
Oh my gosh.
Fine.
You guys have the Gladiator popcorn bucket?
Let me check. That's going to be $1,250.
I'll take it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so. I don't. What are the benefits of colossal popcorn compared to regular popcorn? You guys, everything that talks about colossal popcorn, it's all movie theater popcorn. Why? I've never looked this up before. Have any of you guys ever looked up colossal popcorn in the past? Oh, well. Now I'm even more confused. Those of you that live in Tennessee, you guys need to go figure out what the hell colossal popcorn is. You know what I mean? We need to know. Inquiring minds, people. We need to understand. You all need to call them. They do not sell colossal popcorn. I already read that one. Thank you, Rose, for that information. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so people, any of you guys living in Tennessee, you need to go on a mission. let's find out what the hell is colossal popcorn from BJ's.
I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock, I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he went in here.
What was going through your mind at that point? Like, what were the feelings that you were feeling?
To censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid? Choice words were used. Like, where the F is he? I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But
she is so curious. She definitely has if her child is missing, she's got a very disaffected manner. It's like she has no emotional connection to the fact that she has no idea where her kid is. There's no panic. There's no fear. She finds strange things to make little comments, little funny jokes about. Really, really, I did not remember her being so cringy with the last time I watched this. I'm glad that I decided to redo it.
I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was like hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming. And
hey, you know what? Control Alt Delete. So Control Alt Delete came in here because they're superior. They have superior intellect, right? They're definitely probably very high in virtue, where we're all just sort of dirt, okay? But Control Alt Delete has a question: how many times can we review the same interview? As many times as we need to. Control Alt Delete. And the beautiful thing about YouTube is if you have no interest in rewatching it and discussing it, then you could leave and go to another channel. I mean, isn't YouTube cool that way? That you don't have to stay in a channel discussing the things that they're discussing if you don't like it. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Every time we watch one of these, I learn something new. Me too, Tina. A lot of this stuff I've forgotten. I would have been on social media platform. I could get on begging, crying, blubbering uncontrollably every day. And to be fair, Katie did go on the neighborhood, Facebook group or something, saying, hey guys, I need your help. My kid's gone missing. And so she did get online asking for help. She might as well have misplaced her laundry basket. I mean, she's completely unaffected by it. It's a little bit uncomfortable. With all we know a year later, these videos have become so telling. Exactly. And so that's what I said, when I decided to review this again. It's been a year. And I said, let's review this again. Let's see how some of this stuff has aged, right? Let's see, in light of the Texas Roadhouse video, in light of all that's happened over the year, let's see how their comments and behavior aged over this time. And I'm a little taken back that she is so completely emotionally unaffected. Only 1 month after he went missing. This interview is 11 months old. I think I would still be a nervous wreck.
He was like, three-wayed. He three-wayed law enforcement and was telling them our son is missing and we don't know what's going on. And he was like, go back to the house. They're home. And I was crying, I was screaming at the school and hollering his name. And after I looked, likes to scare me, wall for him to get up. Voice words were, crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid? choice words were used, like, where the F is he, I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But after I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And
he's not in this effing house. So she's in the house when she picks up the phone and calls her husband. He's not in this effing house.
I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already like, at this point I was like hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like, he throwayed law enforcement and was telling them like, our son is missing and we don't know what's going on. And he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and 20 days later we haven't found him.
20 days
I
later.
can't even imagine how stressful that is. And also, like when we were driving up here, like this neighborhood is so pretty nice. And do you think, has he ever like walked away before? Or, like, has that ever happened? It's just no, first time.
He's not a child that wanders. He's not one that is.
He doesn't have a history of being an eloper, which is common. And I have friends with children on the spectrum who do struggle with elopement with their children. But no, Sebastian, that's one thing. It's always been a blessing. He's not been an eloper or a runner. His primary areas are like social and emotional dysregulation issues and things like that. But he's very smart. He's functional. Overall, he's a pretty happy kid. I mean, he's a teenager. He's coming into his hormones. He's angry that he's growing a mustache. But for the most part, he's a happy kid. And
what are your theories? Like, I'm sure your mind has thought of every possible thing that could have happened, but is there any theory that you can talk about that you think?
What I can tell you is, with all law enforcement, with everybody that's involved, there's nothing that's been eliminated. Everything is on the table. Everything is being looked at from every possible aspect.
Everything from he got out and walked away and was outside of the search radius before we started searching to the worst.
Yeah. And that's currently where we're at. I mean, it's...
Yeah. Really try not to go down that road because we're going to find him.
Speculating causes problems. Assumptions cause issues. And based on facts of what everybody knows, right now, there's nothing, and everything is still on the table to being looked at.
I just know he's out there somewhere.
One other question I have is, recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video? Or
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would.
Thank you for that, Chris. And thank you, Katie, for sitting over there shaking your head yes. Shaking your head yes, yes, yes. Look at my big, strong king, Chris, the husband, the abuser of my little kid. I agree with him. You should agree with him too. But there's a huge problem, isn't there, Chris? Even Gray Hughes couldn't help you out of this. The reality is that the flashlights are coming from your house. And they've been proven to be coming from your house by a bona fide, real live genius. Now what? Now what do you do? I go hire a professional fixer. That's what I should do. When law enforcement and the people interested in Sebastian's well-being begin to double check every word I speak, I better go hire someone who can try and legally protect me and Katie. And that's how you came up with SF Investigates, isn't it, Chris? And all SF Investigates has done, Christopher Proudfoot, is to put out inaccurate and bad information. That's all he's done. That is all the man has done. And law enforcement will not speak to him anymore. Isn't that right? And they're not speaking to you guys anymore either.
Would love it to be one. It's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Okay.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff, and it will give you the most up-to-date information that all.
And you know, he's doing the stupid thing that all liars do when they're stupid. They don't blink. They do this weird thing where they hone in on your eyes and they don't blink, as if to show you, see, I'm not blinking, I'm not lying. But Chris, that's not a normal, natural behavior. So you reveal yourself actually by doing this foolish little thing. And Katie's got some peculiar eye movements too while this conversation is happening.
There's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you.
Now, he's really confident, isn't he? Like, he's super, super, super direct and well-spoken and confident as he addresses this. Katie, however, assumes the position. Whenever something like this starts being discussed, she puts her hands in her lap, she kind of slumps over a little, and her eyes go down in a very meek and submissive fashion. Why? She does this in all of her interviews. Is it plausible deniability? Maybe Chris doesn't know what happened that night. Have any of you ever considered that he may legit have been in Memphis and has no idea that anything went down that night, that he's just blindly believing Katie's story? Is that why Katie puts her head down, lowers her eyes, and tries not to be noticed as he begins speaking with authority? Because she knows that what he's saying is inaccurate, but he thinks that what he's saying is accurate. You see what I'm talking about? So watch her body language as he starts talking. So interesting.
One other question I have is, recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video? Or
Sure. So
look at her, watch her.
There's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it
and
is.
Watch
it's
her cheeks
speculations.
get
Now, what I can
red.
give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as parents, we have seen the video.
It was your backyard,
exactly
Chris.
where it was taken from.
Look how red her cheeks are, y'all.
That is
Look how red her cheeks have
is actually
turned.
true about that video, unfortunately.
okay.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff.
Katie's
it will
going,
give
no,
you
no,
the most
no.
up-to-date information that all law enforcement has, and they will give you current as far as what's what and how they're looking at things.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
Yeah. Security footage is really like a game changer. We're working on Riley's strain and trying to find like if someone missed one on a corner or something. That's
around this neighborhood, and this whole community. I mean, I can tell you that much here. When it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me,
Why
it is
would they
greatly
say
felt
no,
that
Chris?
everybody's been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can. I mean, there's been some families that have actually been on vacation that weren't home, and they got they got permission from that family.
Yeah, and
to
why would they
take a look
say
at the
no?
cameras
It's
and
a
go in their houses
15-year-old
without them even
special
being
needs
present.
kid.
Which has been
That's
amazing.
so weird that you would even say that.
But yeah.
That's good. If there was something that you could say to Sebastian if he was listening, what would you say?
Oh God. That if you can see this or hear this, that we just want you home, baby, and we love you. And there ain't nothing gonna stop us from coming and getting you and bringing you home.
I can't speak for his father, but I'm pretty sure we all have the same opinion that we love you, miss you, we want you home. And if you can, call us, get wherever you can, let us know, and we will come get you.
Call 911, run out to the street, go in public, anything.
You see that? Chris is the one who says, find a phone, call us, we will come get you. It doesn't matter where you're at. And then Katie says, oh, yeah, that's right. Call 911. What did she really say? We're not going to stop looking for you. That's it. Like, what else? That's all you would say to that child? I don't know. I watched this interview, not the other ones, but this one, it's almost like Chris doesn't know.
The signs that we've been blessed to have family, friends, and even some in the community that have been helping us, but we've been out spreading those as far as we can, even over state lines, trying to get awareness because, you know, not everybody knows that he's missing, and there's a chance that if someone could see him and not even realize who he is. So we want to get his face out there because we want him home.
Surprisingly, even locally, there are some folks that don't even know what's going on, and it's kind of like a shocker. Like, how do you not know? You know, it is amazing because in the past couple of weeks, you've got 2 cases. A 15-year-old boy that has vanished without a trace. You've got a 22-year-old 6'4" or 7" college kid from Missouri who has vanished without a trace. That's a huge significance here. That it's like, wow, how? So
It's scary.
Yeah.
And Chris said he can't imagine what Riley's parents were experiencing. What? Chris, your stepchild is missing. What do you mean you can't imagine what Riley's parents were feeling? Weird, very strange statement. That's the kind of thing it makes it seem like they're scripted, that they're not really experiencing the loss of Sebastian. They're pretending like actors to be missing a kid.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the college kid is from Missouri, I think.
Yeah, Missouri.
I can only imagine what his family's going through.
It's like your worst nightmare come alive.
Do you guys receive?
Why? Why are you showing this picture? Why? I'm telling you, this is my thing. So for all of you guys that are in the Proudfoot, fan club, let me help you understand a little bit my position, why this is one of the few cases that I'm having a very difficult time seeing these parents as innocent of any wrongdoing. Okay? I can even see a point of view that Koberger is innocent, that either the investigation was mishandled or he's getting railroaded, right? I'm pretty wide open. I thought Charlie Adelson was innocent. So I don't run around just automatically saying, oh, look, the cops are after them, they must be guilty. I try really hard to look at all the different sides because I do think that makes the cases more interesting. I cannot get past this Proudfoot fan club. There is simply zero logic that you get a 15-year-old kid go missing, and so you share his photographs when he was 8 or 9 years old. You go out on Fox and Friends to say, I need the nation. No, I want the world to help me find my child who has been missing for 3 months. Here is what he looks like. Please, look in every store you go into. If you see somebody walking down the side of the road, I'm begging you, take a good long look at what he looks like. His missing flyer is on Facebook. Please. And then you pull out a photograph of a kid who's 8 years old or 5 years old wearing a penguin outfit. Stop. Don't the people that are in the Proudfoot fan club, don't come at people that are having a hard time supporting the Proudfeet saying, oh, you're horrible, evil, awful folks. This is a grieving mother who's missing her child. You are projecting. You are looking at Katie and you're saying, if my child went missing, I know how I would feel. And therefore she feels the same way. Oh no, she does not. And my proof, my evidence is she's showing this kind of crap. Is she looking for her 15-year-old kid or not? Why is she smiling, laughing, having duper's delight during an interview when Sebastian had only been gone 1 week? How can she do that? That is reminiscent of Chris Watts. So I have a very specific reason why I am finding it very difficult to embrace Katie as the grieving mom. And all I'm doing here is I'm just being very honest. I can't get past the photograph problem. If someone else can explain it to me in a way that it's logical, then I'm willing to consider it. I really am. This is too far off the mark.
Hate on the internet.
Yes, and it's ongoing. It's every single day. People are people, and they have their opinions. Everybody is formulating their idea of what's going on and who's guilty and who's not guilty because they want to know or they feel they need to know. There's a difference. Unfortunately, what I will tell you is that when you're the family in this position and you're working with law enforcement and everything's going the way it goes, people automatically assume this parent or that parent. And in this situation,
that's not true. That's not true. I can prove it's not true right now. When this interview took place, and in the months after this interview, were people looking at Seth? Were people believing that Seth had something to do with hurting Sebastian? No, not at all. In fact, Seth had an enormous amount of support. So, Chris, you're dead wrong about that. People, you got to understand something, Chris. That I know that you and your ilk you watch these YouTube shows. Y'all do it. Barry Morphew watches what I know for a fact he watched my show, and he watched oh gosh, what was Vanessa's show called? Unmasked. I know for a fact he watched my show. He watched Vanessa's show. I kind of think he was watching Critical K based on some of the things he said. But all of you do this, Chris. You're all watching these, and the real criminals, whoever the guilty party is, they're especially watching. You want to know why, Chris? Because we're the jury pool. We represent America. We are exactly the people in the true crime community. We are exactly the people that get called up for jury duty. And we come from every strata of life in the United States and other countries around the world. We're just normal, regular people. Some of us are laborers, blue collar workers. There's a lot of us that are stay-at-home moms with little kids. There's a lot of us that are grannies that are raising their grandchildren. There's a lot of us that are professionals. And when we sit down at lunchtime to eat our lunch, instead of working, we turn a YouTube channel on. There are doctors and nurses that are in our community. There's engineers, there's professional producers, psychologists, psychiatrists. We are America, Chris. We are in here, we the people with very little education, we the people with an average amount of education, we the people with the very top strata of education. There are very poor people in the true crime community, and there are very, very wealthy people in the true crime community. There are old people and there are young people. And we, the people, Chris, we are your jury pool. And that is why you guys watch us. When I say you guys, I mean those of you that are living under threat of investigation and or arrest. Ain't that right, Barry? Everybody say, hey, Barry, we're waiting on the news, Barry, because you know Barry's watching right now. He's watching. Don't you make any mistake about that. And Chris is watching, and the others. Koberger's not watching because he's in jail and probably will never be released. But I guarantee you his mom and dad and his sisters are watching occasionally. So because we are discussing it, we are up to date with the facts. You guys like to joke around and be negative and slanderous and say, oh, true crime community, those people don't know anything. All they're doing is they care about clicks and views. That's all they want is money. Oh, please stop. That is the most ridiculous thing you've ever said. I can guarantee you I can make a ton more money offline than I ever made with my YouTube channel. Please quit. The reason that people are a part of the true crime community is we like mysteries. We like to follow evidence. We like to seek out and search for facts. That's why people are part of this, Chris. You've convinced yourself of something that's not real. You've convinced yourself that people do this because they are dumb, low IQ, and they're just wanting clicks and views, and they just want to be mean to someone. You don't understand at all the people that are studying you guys and watching every move you make. You don't understand it. And you should try, because we're the jury pool. We are Mr. and Mrs. America. We are the voters, which means we're the ones that get the little card that says, surprise, you got jury duty. So have a little respect when you talk about we YouTubers, Mr. Proudfoot.
I can promise you every single parent has been vetted. I can't go into details, but I can tell you we have been vetted and we have been cleared of all possibility of wrongdoing, foul play. There's nothing to that. We've heard all kinds of stories.
I pretty much don't even go online anymore at this point.
I, on the other hand, I do go on and I do talk to these folks, and I want them to understand they have this formulated opinion on who we are, not who we truly are. They've never met us. We've never crossed paths with some of these folks.
We have a formulated opinion of who you have been online. We've watched your interviews, Chris. We've seen your temper tantrums, and we've listened to every single word you've spoken. So if we have the wrong idea about who you are, you can thank yourself for that. We didn't do it. You did. We saw Seth. Most people are not running around, oh, look, Seth did it, right? Why?
But I have told them online, if you want to know, just ask me. I'll answer.
Okay, Chris, here's my question. Why did you guys use photographs of Sebastian when he's a little boy instead of as a 15-year-old? Why? On Fox and Friends, Chris.
To your questions, to the best of what I can. There are some things that I cannot give you because law enforcement has dictated that we are not to provide certain information. But I will try. I am direct, I am brash, but I am very respectful. So if you have questions, ask. I'll give you what I can.
Yeah.
Just be respectful, please. And keep in mind,
there's respectfully, Chris, Julie says the jury is going to have an opinion of you, and they have never met you either. Bye, Mark and Betty. I hope you find something new and interesting to watch tonight.
3 parents, and there's thousands and millions of people out there that may have a question. We are trying to get to them. I promise you.
How has your guys' life been affected by that? Like, I know it's a broad question, but what's like when you wake up in the morning, what's it just like?
Miserable, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Think of it like this. You wake up every morning and your routine is what it is and you know it, right? Now wake up when this happens and you can't figure out what to do. You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, and you try to make it a positive thing.
Or the fact that my son's still.
Wait a minute. Did he just say that he is trying to make things positive? When, Chris? Oh my gosh.
We have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty, except for when he's with his dad every other weekend. So now we have a child that's missing. So there's no words to describe it, but I can just tell you, it's like you get up and now you don't know what to do.
Good night, Julie.
Sebastian's parents also talked about how his actions and behaviors could be different, or how he would respond in a new environment.
Well, that's kind of tricky because Sebastian hasn't been on his medication in 20 days. So he is rambunctious. He's going to be hungry. He turns into a bottomless pit. I mean, he's your teenage boy, always hungry. On the spectrum, yes. But not one autistic child in this world is like another one. What we can tell you is he's smart. He can be goofy. He kind of has issues with personal space. He hasn't mastered.
He can be
up in your face kind of kid.
He can be aggressive if he's upset.
Yeah. He's emotional. He's a teenager.
He doesn't like punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance or like clipped where he just won't talk to you or, if he's really upset, he'd like.
Katie, him refusing to speak to you, that is not aggression. And I'm sorry, but I think you are well versed on what aggression is based on the man that's sitting beside you.
Growls.
Yeah, he. Man.
Share, look. Pay
Be
attention.
vigilant. You know, and we don't expect everybody to stop what they do and spend every waking minute. But you would be surprised on how easily people are complacent and not realize certain things. We're all guilty because we're all human. We all live a daily life. But sometimes just being a little bit extra vigilant,
Aware of your surroundings in case there's something suspicious.
you never know. But
You know what, Dee? I was thinking the same thing. Several times tonight, she seemed like she was getting choked up, and I looked and not a single glistening tear, not even just a little bit in the corner of her eye. Not a bit. But then the last video they did just a few weeks ago, she just was crying and crying and crying and crying. I think that's interesting. Maybe it's, you know, it's got to be very scary that you have thousands, tens of thousands of people still interested in the case of Sebastian Rogers, and it's been a year. I'm sure that you would be sitting there feeling like, is it ever going to go away? If I'm talking about if they are in fact responsible. If they're not responsible, then it's grief, you know. But if they are responsible, or they at least feel responsible, like maybe it was a, you know, like maybe he got in trouble because he was angry and he had to stay outside, and then when she went out there to get him, he was gone. So she legit didn't hurt him, but really doesn't know where he went, but it was bad circumstances that led to that problem, right? Then I'm sure, you know, a year you are feeling a little bit like, I guess you've come out of the numbness, and you're having to really embrace the belief that, wow, you know, he's never coming back, and I had something to do with this, and how do I live with myself? This period of time, maybe it's early enough that you sort of convince yourself he's just hiding and he'll be back, you know? So that could account for why we don't see many tears in these interviews, but then the ones that they did last week, she's very, very, very tearful.
don't ever stop is all we ask. Please keep looking, keep searching.
We're not going to stop,
anything,
Chris.
reach out. You know, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely keep his story in the spotlight, and all it takes is for one person to see something or know something, and that's just that one clue.
The old saying, see something, say something.
And a few others, but we're working with everyone we can. And taking, like, some people have been kind and reached out with resources that I didn't know were out there, and I've reached out to all of them. Truckers Against Trafficking, we reached out to them just in case.
Biker world, that's one thing everybody has in common, is their love for a child, and they can't stand to see children missing, hurt, and it doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what group it is. That's one commonality between every group, and that's why, as a part of being in that world, we go and we utilize our brothers and sisters to help spread that word. You'd be surprised on how easy it is to spot somebody.
But you're showing photographs of him that are really cute. Like, the pictures are really sweet. But he doesn't look like that anymore. So how are your biker friends going to notice him? How are your biker friends going to see him and go, wow, that looks like that Sebastian kid, if these are the pictures that you're showing of an 8-year-old?
The biker. So
how can people help?
This community, I'm going to tell you right now, far and wide, multiple communities, counties, various people, some people in other states reach out either through social media.
Wow. So how long did that actual up-to-date picture, how long was it on the screen? What? Somebody help me understand why that picture was not the one that was left up through the whole interview. Why wasn't this picture given to Fox and Friends in the morning? I can tell you why. Because do you think she wants to answer the question, how did he get that big ass bruise on his forehead?
I mean, this community, I'm gonna tell you right now, far and wide, multiple.
How can people help?
This community, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, look at the little blonde-headed kid. All right. Now look at the next picture.
Right now, far.
They could be two brothers, like a 7 or 8 year old brother and a 15-year-old brother. This could be two different kids. What are they doing, y'all? Chris, Proudfoot, what's wrong with you guys with the photographs? What are y'all doing? What kind of game are you playing?
Wide, multiple communities, counties, various people, some people in other states reach out either through social media, in person.
Did it just happen where he said something about growling? It is, Julie. This, I'm telling you, looking to see how the behavior, the words they've said, the stories they tell, how it ages over the year, man, you can see so much. But where did they say that about growling? Almost a look of disgust. How far back, Rosebud? Did it just happen? I was trying to see where the hey, Brand Marshall. Thank you so much. I hope I went far enough back, Rosebud.
We go and we utilize our brothers and sisters to help spread that word. You'd be surprised on how easy it is to spot somebody. The bike. So,
how can people help?
This community, I'm gonna tell you right now, far and wide, multiple communities, counties, various people, some people in other states reach out either through social media, in person, but everybody is searching. They've looked. They're constantly looking. They're constantly giving us ideas. Hey, check this. What about this?
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? One of your sycophants is in here like calling names and acting like she's 15 years old. And so one way that people develop new ideas is by taking a different perspective of the existing information. That's actually a really, really common investigative technique. So that's why we keep watching the same things, Crystal. That's why we keep discussing it, because you're trying to develop perspective, Crystal. Said the growling that they were describing him when he was like a toddler. Wow, Sammy. Oh my goodness. Hey, Scotty Too Hottie. How are you doing? I just said today that now they're releasing these videos and trying to seem more concerned, but it's too late. Their words and actions in the beginning told all. I think it is a real shame that, Ms. Machete, how are you today? I think it's a real shame that they did not release those videos, like him riding the bicycle, trying to run the backhoe. Those are all things that they should have been releasing last year. At this point now, Sebastian could be living in Greenland or France, or you don't know at this point. It's been too long now, right? Hey, Royal Blue, welcome. Yeah. So, no, I really think with the DA meeting weekly, they're putting a case together. There's no doubt about that.
All of that is great.
Report anything that could potentially, even if it's little.
It doesn't matter what it is. However, what we can ask is that instead of people assuming and trying to put negative.
Look. Help. Oh, my goodness. How does this help? The kid sitting at the Texas Roadhouse table with his mother does not look like this kid, other than maybe they could be brothers, right? Why did they show these pictures over and these are photographs that she gave to Fox and Friends. You're not going to find Sebastian, 15-year-old Sebastian, showing pictures of him when he's 7 and 8 years old. So why did you do it? Do you know, Chris, that law enforcement, FBI, they will take a photograph of a kid and they will computer age those kids. So like Summer Wells had it done, where she went missing at a certain age and then they updated the photograph for 3 years of growth. Why do they do that, Chris? Why would they need to do that? Because kids change the way they look as they grow. This little boy, even though he is absolutely precious, cute pictures, beautiful, happy, cute smile, but this is not what he looks like. And frankly, I can't believe that your little friend, Bobby and Carter, didn't ask you, don't we have some photograph of when he's 15?
Out there, just try to stay with the facts and report all the things that are positive. Any ideas that may help. Trust me, all law enforcement are available and they are looking at everything.
Sebastian Rogers is still missing. If you know something, say something. Chronicles of Olivia.
All right. Thank you, Olivia, for your interview. Appreciate that so much. You did a great job. And in the photo isn't starting wars when she says he has a temper, won't talk to you. Yeah, she said he could be aggressive, and then she said he wouldn't talk, but those are not the same thing. She got rid of her son and didn't save her marriage. Now she has to rationalize that all. In one interview, I swear he said, oh, law enforcement picks out the pictures. You know, I had a lot of people tell me that when I first started really focusing in on the photographs. I had a lot of people that were angry and they were saying, you can't blame Chris and Katie. Law enforcement picks out the photographs. You are not right about that. You would be wrong. That is not the way that it works. The way that it works is this. And I know what I'm telling you right now is true. Okay. I don't typically get up in front of thousands of people and say things that are wrong because I can be fact checked. People can go out and Google that kind of stuff. And then I look foolish. But from my work, not right now, but something that I did about 5 or 6 years ago, from my work, doing forensic evaluations, going into the hospitals and getting statements, okay? What happens is this. The law enforcement says to the victims' families, we need the most recent photographs that you have. We would like some photographic where the person is like sitting for a school picture, or maybe it's an organized picture like at a wedding. We want a couple of those. And then we need some snapshot photographs that kind of show your person smiling or talking, moving around. And if you have some video that we can see full body movement, that can be big help. So we ask for a wide range of photographic evidence or tools. Once that comes in, once we start getting those photographs and video, then law enforcement will sit down and make a decision about very specifically which 3, 4, 5 photographs that they're going to put on a missing poster. they're trying to show all the different angles of the face and then a body shot if they can. So that's silly to say that law enforcement picks the pictures out. That they have to get the photographs from somewhere. They can't just collect pictures from every human being on the planet. That's silly. They have to come to the guardian and say, okay, the kid was living with you, or your husband went missing, or your wife is missing. I need the most recent pictures that you have and some video. So that's how it works, y'all. So this problem where they have taken photographs of this kid, he was 8 years old, he's 15 when he goes missing. That's going to have to be answered by the district attorney. The district attorney is going to have to pin them down and say, what the hell were you thinking? Why didn't you give us any damn pictures? And videos of them walking or running. Yeah, something to show like their gait, like they can look at how they carry their feet. Some people walk a bit pigeon-toed where their toes turn inward like Barry Morphew. Other people walk kind of their toes pointing out just a little bit. Some people walk with a perfect gait where they're, it's heel toe straight ahead. Some people, their knees bend inward when they walk. Some people, their knees bend outward. Some lean forward. Some lean back. So all of those things go together, that when you're putting stuff out saying we're looking for this person, you're making it so that people like me and you, we get in our mind what they would look like so we can recognize them. I'm sorry, but these photographs that they gave to Fox and Friends, in no way would they help you find Sebastian. None. I growl like Marge Simpson. Seems normal to me. I would growl at Christopher Proudfoot a lot if I were Sebastian. Look, sometimes I've growled at him just listening to some of these interviews. Videos are great to show mannerisms. And it's like they didn't say, do you have a recent pic? No, they say we need a collection. Yeah. Same narrative they gave law enforcement. They have a big problem, in my opinion, with the adaptation they are doing. I mean, now suddenly they decide to share their memories, quote unquote. Excuse me. I kind of took them to task back when they originally said our pictures are our memories. Same thing goes for Seth, and we don't want to hand those out to everybody. What I said a year ago was, well, that's all fine and dandy, Chris. You may not want to share your memories, but aren't you looking for your kid? He's got some weird... Christopher Proudfoot has got a very strange perspective. He didn't want to put any more pictures out because those were their private memories, quote unquote. And then all he could think about was, you're not going to be allowed to talk about Sebastian. You're not going to be able to make videos about Sebastian if you're getting clicks and views and making money. The only way we want you covering Sebastian's case is if you're not making money. Sorry, Chris, but that was stupid. Even your family member, Cluminati, has her monetization turned on every night. You know what I mean? Jay, your good friend, your cozy, she's making money. Oh, that doesn't count, huh? Okay. Maybe they think of Sebastian as a memory. Oh, that was a banger, Julie. That was a banger. Wow. Yes, and videos of his recent voice, especially how Sebastian's voice has recently changed. Mama the OG, Sebastian had an Adam's apple in that video at Texas Roadhouse. the photographs of him as a little, tow-headed, blonde, cute, sweet little boy, that was not the handsome young man sitting at the dinner table with his mother. Cute little kid, no doubt about it. My daughter was like the golden child, right? When she was like 5 to 10 years old, maybe 11 years old. Really long blonde hair, like golden blonde, her skin tanned golden. From head to foot, she was just this golden beauty. You know what I mean? Everything just sort of blonde gold, all from head to toe. Even her eyes, brown, but had really intense gold flecks in them. So you could, they were like a light color. Now she's just breathtaking, gorgeous auburn hair, right? But when she was little, just the little golden child. So if she goes missing at 25 with her dark, gorgeous hair, and am I going to start handing out photographs of her when she had strawberry blonde hair, or would that be foolish? Am I going to hand out photographs of her when she's 4 feet tall, or when she's 5'6" tall? And yet that's what Chris and Katie did. They've been using photographs of a little boy. Why? Go to 17 timestamp of the last video. Okay, so that's where they say the whole growl thing. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss it? I love my touchscreen, but it sure can be a pain sometimes. Okay, so 17. Okay, we can start right there, right? You know what kills me about Chris Proudfoot? Oh, y'all didn't see it. Oh my goodness. I was sitting here playing and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll play it again. I am so sorry.
Danced or like clipped where he just won't talk to you, or if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he. Oh man.
He doesn't like punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance, or like clipped where he just won't talk to you, or if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he. Oh man.
Something about that memory made her uncomfortable, didn't it? Huh. That was an interesting reaction from her.
Punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance, or like clipped where he just won't talk to you, or if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he.
I mean, she really seems upset right there.
Oh man.
Huh. Yeah, I think the thing about Chris that gets to me, and this directly relevant to this part that we're talking about, Rosebud, he presents like this very rational person who says all the right things, right? But we've seen him react on YouTube. Like we've watched him be completely out of control emotionally. But when he's talking like this, he's playing this role, he's putting forth this persona that he's so educated, he's so rational, oh, he's so understanding. But I ask you again, Smiley's interview, the web sleuths, is he an understanding, rational guy? Or does he have a real problem managing his emotions?
Share, look, pay
Be
attention.
vigilant. You know, we don't expect everybody to stop what they do and spend.
Be vigilant. I mean, we don't expect you to stop what you're doing, but just kind of be aware of your surroundings. Okay, that's not the real Proudfoot. That's not the real guy. The real guy called web sleuths web sluts and laughed. The real guy called into Cluminati's channel and pretended to be some, redneck Yahoo. That's the real guy. The real guy threatened a private investigator with physical violence. But during these interviews, he pretends like he's law enforcement or something. Listen to him.
Well, that's kind of tricky because Sebastian hasn't been on his medication in 20 days. So he is rambunctious. He's
rambunctious? Is that why you've got 5 CPS reports on you that they investigated, Chris? Because Sebastian's a little rambunctious?
He's going to be hungry. He turns into a bottomless pit. I mean, he's your teenage boy, always hungry.
But you're not showing photographs of a teenage boy. You're showing photographs of a little 8-year-old. So how do you explain that, Chris?
On the spectrum, yes. But not one autistic child in this world is like another one.
Oh, is that right? So some autistic children respond very well to corporal punishment. Is that right? And other autistic children mimic and mirror aggressive behavior, Chris? What happens when a high-functioning kid on the spectrum lives in the house with an angry asshole who screams and yells and hits? Guess what? That kid on the spectrum is going to mirror the angry, aggressive asshole, and that kid on the spectrum will start doing the same thing that the angry, aggressive asshole's doing. I wonder if that helps you understand things a little bit more, Chris.
What we can tell you is he's smart. He can be goofy. He kind of has issues with personal space. He hasn't mastered.
He can be
up in your face kind of kid.
He can be aggressive if he's upset.
Yeah. He's emotional. He's a teenager.
He doesn't like punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance or like clipped where he just won't talk to you, or if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah. So Chris rolled his eyes, didn't he, about Sebastian growling? Sorry, late. Just want to say hi. Much love to everyone. Thank you for being here, Candy. Thank you so much. That's sweet of you. Thank you. Hey, Commander Alpha Turkey. Good to see you. Yeah, so he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit, right? And do you remember one of the interviewers, and I don't remember now. Because it's been a year since I've watched all these interviews. But one of the interviewers says something like, well, would Sebastian ever like get up in between you and Katie? Like if you guys are arguing, would he try to like get in between y'all? Do y'all remember that question? And Chris laughs like, oh, surely he can't be serious. He would never be that stupid to try to get in front of me. So, yeah, I mean, we all know, we see what this is. Yeah. CP face on this paw sickens me. Yeah, I mean, it's like he's having a pretty light-hearted moment, right? But both of their eyes are closed. That's kind of, I mean, I don't think that means anything, but it's kind of sad. Still closed. Boy, he is really enjoying that memory, isn't he? Wow. Let me slow this down. Yeah, let's see what happens. This is interesting. But Katie is not amused.
You know, if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he.
What? Now that's a picture. There's a picture for you. What do you guys make of that? How happy and funny this is to Chris, but Katie is very upset. And he's looking all around, isn't he, Scotty? Yeah, you remember Turkey? Yep. He scoffed at that, like, he would never be that stupid. Yeah, something happened. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that because Katie, she is not you know, a lot of times they laugh together, right? This, nope, she is not having a good memory. And you kind of get the feeling that Chris is trying to deflect, right? That he's using all the laughter to say, oh, nothing to see here. Everything is just normal as can be. Nothing to see here. But Katie's like deep in that memory. Watch that again. That is really crazy.
Like clip where he just won't talk to you, or you know, if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he.
What is this?
Yeah. He's emotional. He's a teenager. He's got.
See, that's that thing I was telling y'all about where he himself is completely emotionally out of control, completely dysregulated. But when the cameras are rolling, he's pretending, and she says something about, well, Sebastian get mad, have a temper tantrum. And he's like, oh, come on. He's a teenager. You know, they're all a little bit rambunctious. That is not the real Chris Proudfoot. We've seen the real guy in action. He's playing a role, and it scares me because I think, what's he hiding by doing this? But watch these dynamics when she starts describing Sebastian's anger. Watch his face.
Punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance, or like clip where he just won't talk to you.
He kind of freezes there, like he's like, what is she gonna say?
Or you know, if he's really upset, he like.
See how he got really still? His eyes got fixed. That is very interesting. Deception Detective, where are you at?
You know, if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah, he.
Now he's minimizing. What the hell did y'all do to that boy?
Be aggressive if he's.
tell you is he's smart. He can be goofy. He kind of has issues with personal space. He hasn't mastered. He can be up in your face kind of kid. He hasn't.
Watch him interrupt Katie. I got something else I want to say too. He's fixing to say this thing about how, you know, that Sebastian is smart and that Sebastian is goofy. Watch Katie's reaction when he says that. I think what we're seeing on her face is real affection. Watch this.
He's smart. He can be goofy.
I think that's real emotion, y'all. I think that's real. I think that's, which is really weird to see that because she doesn't ever show anything, but you can see her eyebrow, her right eyebrow react first.
He can be goofy.
Wow. That makes me sad for her. That's real affection, y'all. So watch Chris, though. He's normalizing. Watch. When she starts talking about Sebastian's anger and aggression, he starts trying to minimize, trying to normalize and act like, oh, nothing to see here. Watch his face as she's talking. Notice when he starts getting real still, when his eyes are darting around as compared to when his eyes get really fixed. He's waiting. He's almost like on pins and needles, like, I hope she doesn't say the wrong thing.
He kind of has issues with personal space. He hasn't mastered. He can be up in your face kind of.
Do you see him interrupt her? Watch him interrupt her and watch her body language when he interrupts. Chris, you jackass. Watch her.
He hasn't mastered. He can be up in your face kind of kid.
You see her shrink? Wow. I better watch my temper. You're a bad guy, Chris, aren't you?
Kind of has issues with personal space. He hasn't
watch Katie.
Mastered. He can be up in your face kind of kid.
Oh, I hate to see that. Now look at his goofy ass face. Damn, Chris, you mighty goofy. I have a hard time believing that Sebastian was even half as damn goofy as your ass. Take a good long look at how you're behaving there, Christopher. Here's another clue, Chris. When your wife tries to talk about her child, why don't you shut up?
He can be aggressive if he's upset.
Yeah. He's emotional. He's a teenager. He's got.
He doesn't.
Minimizing. Chris don't want to talk about that. Chris does not want Katie talking about Sebastian's frustration and anger.
Like punch and hit.
You see his face? He's like, why is she talking about this? Shut up. But she wants to talk about what happened, Chris. She wants to talk about what happened.
And throw, but he gets really like aggressive stance or like.
See him? Oh, wow, you asshole.
clip where he just won't talk to you, or you know, if he's really upset, he like growls.
Yeah,
You're a goofy ass, cold hearted prick. Look at Katie's face. Tell me that's not grief. Yeah, Scotty. Yes. She is, Mama. She is deep in grief right here. See her shaking her head yes? She's remembering. Wow. You know, I said that you remember when they left and went to the Yogi Bear campground outside of Memphis. I think it was in Mississippi. Everybody was like really angry and saying, why would she leave the house? What if he returns home? You know, if he comes home and his mom is not there. But you know what? I'll tell you what went through my mind is that she was forced to go. That Chris was afraid that she might reach out and talk. And so he demanded that she stay right by his side because he's the puppet master. I mean, take a look at this. Look at his level of self-awareness here. We are not even involved in this, and we can look at her and we can identify with what's happening here. We have empathy and we can see she is deep in grief right now. She is absolutely in a memory. She's even confirming it by shaking her head yes. When there's no question, she's shaking her head yes, like, yep, that's how it happened. He has no awareness where she is. He's yucking it up, laughing. It's a distraction from the topic. Can you imagine Sebastian trying to stand up to Chris and Chris laying him out? Like, what's wrong with you, Chris? Look at her. He's over there just laughing and rolling his eyes and rolling his head all around like it's just been the funniest joke that's ever been told. Look at the grief on this woman's face. The way she just kind of sits back and gets small when he interrupts her. You know, Katie, all it's going to take is once he's gone to work, go to the police station. Still, look at it. It's crazy.
Sure, look.
He's vigilant.
Interrupted her again. Look at her. Look at her.
We don't expect everybody to stop.
You know what, Chris Proudfoot? I'd like to kick you in your shin every time you interrupt your wife. Let her speak.
God. What they do and spend every waking minute.
Not once,
but
Mama.
You would be surprised on how easily people are complacent.
There we are. He's Mr. Rational. You'd be surprised how many people can be complacent I hate to be the one to point this out, Chris. You drive a damn crane. You're not some law enforcement or mental health professional or medical professional. Why are you pretending? Why are you trying to pretend that you are? You drive a crane. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole to everyone you meet.
Things. We're all guilty because we're all human. We all live.
No, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty, asshole. I treat people well. I'm not guilty. Don't lump me into your foolishness.
But sometimes just being a little bit extra vigilant.
Aware of your surroundings in case there's something suspicious.
You never know.
I mean, that's the whole deal, isn't it, Katie? We're aware of these interviews because there is definitely something suspicious about these interviews. The behavior that's demonstrated is very unusual, Katie, and that's why we watch them.
But don't ever stop is all we ask. Please keep looking, keep searching.
Yes, Island.
Anything, reach out. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely keep his story in the spotlight, and all it takes is for one person to see something or know something, and that's just that one clue.
The old saying, see something, say something.
And a few others, but we're working with everyone we can. And taking, like, some people have been kind and reached out with resources that I didn't know were out there, and I've reached out to all of them. Truckers Against Trafficking, we reached out to them just in case.
Biker world, that's one thing everybody has in common is their love for a child.
All right, I think we're good, right?
They can't stand to see children missing.
So what's everybody's thoughts on this? Now, a year later, did this age well? Do you think they've been consistent in the way that they present themselves, or do you think that they changed quite a bit? Lynn, that is definitely true, isn't it? The first one that talks gets the better deal. Look at Madeline Soto. Look at Stephen Stearns will never get out from underneath that jailhouse. The mother, she hadn't spent one night in jail, not one. She talked first, Katie. CP's duper's delight is like what it must have been like as a little boy when you've done something wrong and you think you've gotten away with it, right? Very jovial. He goes, so general, everyone's love for a child. He couldn't get further away from Sebastian without completely changing the topic. And it's such a general statement, right? Everyone loves a child. Okay, could we stick to your stepchild? Tell us about the love for your stepchild instead of making it about every child on the planet. The bolo that was just issued is fire. What is it, Castle? Oh, Mally Cat, you're so sweet. Sweet. Look at you guys. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Julie. I'm going to go through the super chats and the new members. I'm so excited to have new members. I promise I'm going to be putting out members only content. I promise you guys. Georgie girl, you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining and becoming a new member. Welcome to the green team. Julie Skolnick, thank you so much. And thank you for the information about Sebastian and Risperidone. I appreciate that so much. Sherry Harper, thank you for joining. Welcome to the green team. Julie Skolnick again. Does anyone believe he was a happy kid at the Texas Roadhouse? Julie, I hope everyone leaves my channel and goes over to your channel to watch the video you did last night. It was so easy. Once you started talking about it, it was really easy to see that Sebastian was uncomfortable because he was getting a dressing down. So thank you for that. Rewatching interviews 1 year later is true crime gold. Mallycat, new member. Welcome to the green team. All right, I stole that from another channel. Okay, it's not really in my nature. Okay, generally, I just want to humbly thank you guys that joined with a new membership, that provided super chats. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Scotty, they just posted again. What, Castle, tell me what I'm supposed to be looking at and I'll go look at it. I mentioned Janine said she saw the bolo early. So what is it, Janine? Where can I find it? Let me go over to Twitter. Stop sharing. All right. What have we got here? Bolo? Oh no. I think my computer just did that weird thing. Thank you, Mama the OG. Thank you so much for listening to me blabber for an hour and a half. You guys are very sweet. I thank you more than you know. On At Night on Twitter or on see, damn it. Okay, so you know what I have to do? Whenever my computer does this, I have to completely restart. So I don't know if RAM gets full and bogged down or what happens. Bolo was posted again by At Night. And I'm assuming that's Twitter. What was their info for issuing it? Let me see if it will work for me to just leave and come back. Y'all just hang here for a minute. I'll be right back, okay? I'm going to come right back. Let me see if this will help. Okay, can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1. Okay, yay. I'm glad you can hear me. And I was going to check the at night. Let's see what they're saying. Okay, the latest credible information. All right, so this is a be on the lookout issued for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers as a precautionary measure, March the 10th, 2025, at night, utilizing One World Southwest Border Rapid Reach Public Safety Advisory Notification System has issued a be on the lookout notification to all of the United States and Mexican ports of entry, covering California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Baja California, Sonora, Chihuahua, Coahuila, Nuevo Leon, and Tamaulipas. This action is being taken out of an abundance of caution due to a documented surge in labor trafficking incidents, border crossings, and increased movement of missing persons by criminal networks. There is no confirmed evidence that Sebastian has crossed international borders. However, due to the evolving nature of trafficking operations, heightened awareness in these regions is necessary. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers remains missing. There is a reward of $347,000 in place for credible information leading to his safe return or leading to the apprehension of those involved in his disappearance. Recent intelligence highlights concerns about organized networks that may be transporting missing persons or obstructing recovery efforts. This advisory does not assume Sebastian has left the country, but it ensures that border officials, transit hubs, and key facilities remain alert in case he is moved or held in those areas. Well, I hope you guys are using a new photograph of him. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, age 16, 5'5", approximately 120 pounds, brown or hazel eyes, blonde or brown hair, diagnosed with autism, requires special attention. Last seen February the 25th, 2024 in Hendersonville, Tennessee. If you are in border regions, transit hubs, or work in facilities where missing persons may pass through, please remain vigilant. If you believe you have seen Sebastian, report it immediately. Dial 911 if you believe that you have seen Sebastian. Sumner County Sheriff's Office, 615-451-3838. TBI is 1-800-TBI-FIND. You can also email tips to TBI at tbi.tn for Tennessee.gov. And then the tip line for the FBI is tips.fbi.gov. Dog the Bounty Hunter has a tip line, 833-TELL-DOG. And at night hotline is 844-922-3236. And there is a special email set up. Sebastian, notice the spelling of his name, SEB, and then ASTIAN at manhunts.one. The search is ongoing. And then I believe this is a repeat. Look at there. Thank you for using an updated photograph. That will be incredibly helpful. Thank you, dog, and your organization. Now I ask you, does this kid look anything like the precious little blonde-headed kid that they were showing pictures of? It is the same kid, but there's like 7 years of growth. This one right here has got an Adam's apple. Okay? So thank you very much for using an updated photograph. That is awesome. Very nice. Let's see if we got anything else. No. I think we got through it all. Oh, that's a lot of photographs. That's nice. Wow, he looks so okay. See here. Thank you very much, dog. Appreciate it. Now you see what I mean? They're showing different perspectives, but then they also want to see that full body shot because it shows like how he walks. But boy, he just looks so thin in this picture, doesn't he? He looks so thin. Look how big his chin looks next to this photograph. He looks really different. His ears look different too. Weird. Huh. Well, anyway, that's better than the little sweet, cute. I mean, this is a sweet, precious little kid. The little picture of the little blonde kid. He's absolutely a precious kid, little kid, but he doesn't look like the 15-year-old, So I'm glad they did updated photographs. That's awesome. Very, very good. All right. All right, that's that, folks. All right. It's just smiling, so big and happy. And then you look at those other pictures where he's older and he just looks really solemn. Look at this school picture here. And then this one, he just looks so solemn. And is his chin swollen here? Like, did someone hit him in his jaw? I don't know. It's sad. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you, Julie. No, I really appreciate that you were here. And mods, can we get the link to Julie's channel? The video that she did last night was so good in terms of watching Sebastian's body language during the Texas Roadhouse footage. It made me sad, but I do think in terms of law enforcement, it kind of opens up the idea. Law enforcement can see all this, y'all. And they're meeting once a week with the district attorney. They're putting a case together. I feel sure of that. Hey, old McMary's Journal. Love your name. When KP and CP are sitting in the courtroom and she turns to look at him, but then lifts her head straight up and sort of disregards him, you're seeing her disdain. Yes, Lisa. Absolutely. And some of these interviews, even that they did early on, she is intentionally avoiding eye contact with him. It is so sad, Julie. It's so sad to see how uncomfortable he is. He doesn't even want to make eye contact with her. Yeah, super sad. So, all right, everybody. Well, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday planned for yourselves. And I think tomorrow I'm working like 11 hours. So I probably won't get any contact probably won't get any content out tomorrow, but for sure I'll get some out on Wednesday to the members only for sure. And then I'll also try to do, a video. Yep. Everybody, all of you, please, please, please have a wonderful night. I hope you will subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it gives you a notification that I've put up new content. I don't have a regular upload schedule, so you're not ever going to know if I put something up or not unless you subscribe and you get the notifications. Also, I'd appreciate a thumbs up on this video. It does help the algorithm, helps me in the algorithm. And if you see anybody talking mean about me, would you please say, hey, I like Jules. She's a nice person. And I'll do the same for you, okay? All right. I guess we'll play a little bit of music on the way out, okay? Just because it's sort of a nice, happy little tune to get ready to fall asleep. Oh, we'll do some country tonight. How's that? Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Darkest corner, stories unfold. True crime jewels, she's brash and she is bold.
I want to start that over.
Well, I'm sitting in my chair late at night, watching crime unfold under the pale moonlight. From the darkest corner, stories unfold. True crime jewels, she's brash and she is bold. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep into the mysteries that never sleep. From missing kids in Tennessee to angry husbands named Barry. True crime's calling and we're taking the time. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. This True Crime Jewels got what you need. From missing people to twisted minds, we're unraveling secrets old Barry tried to hide. Every clue, every twist and turn. In the world of crime, there's always more to learn. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep into the mysteries that never sleep. From Christopher's anger to Stephen Fisher's lies, the truth is calling and justice won't be denied. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. True Crime Jewels on the YouTube streets. Lights are low, suspense is high. We're chasing truth, we spot every lie. Step into the darkness, hold on tight. Two flashlights out there in the dead of night. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep. Barry Morphew's case is high. A boy in Tennessee won't be left behind. From the coldest cases to the ones that shine, true crime's calling and we're taking the time. So grab a seat, don't miss a beat. This True Crime Jewels got what you need. We're always watching Barry and waiting for the truth. In the world of crime, we discuss the truth. So hit that play and join the ride on this true crime journey. Join Jewels of Thought and our gemstone family.